the gun safe issue. I know that they're pretty expensive, but I also know that I mean, again, it probably depends on which one you buy and what brand, but they seem like a really surefire way to keep your weapons secure, especially if you can lock it and have like a personal combination or something like that that only you
Well,
know.
that's something to kind of keep in mind is that once again, you got to look at your situation of, you know, are you somebody who thinks that you're going to have to, draw your firearm in your home under duress in a very short amount of time? Because security and accessibility are kind of at opposite ends of the spectrum from each other. Because obviously, the more accessible a firearm is, the less secure it is. The more secure it is, the longer it's going to take you to get it. So it really depends on what you feel you need. And obviously, people who say, I live in a small town where nothing ever happens. Something can happen. So, and it's not to make people paranoid, and it's not to say that like you need to always, have multiple firearms at the ready to go at all times. But it's just something to kind of keep in mind that like no place is 100% safe all the time. But obviously, if you live in a very high crime neighborhood where where break-ins are really common, then you might need to have something that's more accessible, which means it's inherently less secure. Um, so I'd be more of if you're going to have something with a combination, it should be a short, easy to remember combination for you. Um, I also like the idea of biometric safes where it's just you put your thumbprint on it and you're good to go.
Mm.
Um, the the criticism that most of the biometric safes get is that, well, if the battery dies or if the power goes out, then you can't access your firearm. The majority of the biometric safes that you'll see now have a backup key. So if the battery dies or the power goes out, which they'll give you a warning well ahead of time that the battery is getting low, so you have a chance to change it. So you shouldn't run into one of these situations. But um,
Right.
and even the ones that plug into the wall usually have a battery backup. But then at least you can still have a key, provided once again that you know where it is and you can access it quickly. Um, there's also the lock boxes that they have 5 finger buttons, so you can set it to different finger touch combinations. So it's like, maybe I have thumb, index, and pinky. So I squeeze those 3 buttons and it pops open and you can access. So that isn't one that's going to be secure for long. So that's not, you wouldn't want to just leave your firearm at home in the box, especially if, once again, if you have kids, if your kids have friends over, if there's, other people within your house, then that's not something that's going to keep your firearm secure when you're not there. It's just something that will keep it from being accidentally accessed while you're there.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense, and that's probably important for people to know if they're planning on buying one or want
Yeah.
to add one to their home. Um, that's really good.
But yeah, if you own, multiple different firearms, then having a gun safe is definitely a good idea. And one that's also secured to either the wall or the floor, because people love to steal guns, which we didn't touch a ton on car safety, but don't put firearm stickers on your car. It's just, it's not impressive, and it's just kind of, yeah, it basically is a big target on your car. Like, people think it acts as a deterrent, like, oh yeah, don't come near me, I've got a gun. People love to steal guns. Like, they're expensive, and contrary to what a lot of times you hear, the black market is not always the easiest to find. So stealing a firearm to use in a crime is going to be the ideal way to go about it. So like, if you have a big Glock symbol on the back of your pickup truck, then somebody knows, hey, if I search this truck, I'm probably going to find a handgun. So
Yeah,
that, I just don't think it's a good idea to advertise that you are a firearms owner, or that there's probably a firearm within this vehicle.